Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Great day for the USA, not so great for Pakistan. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. There's a lot of misinformation floating around about the operation that killed Osama bin Laden yesterday, so we will set the record straight this evening. We begin Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 a.m. Pakistan time. 40 Navy SEALs arriving at a housing compound about 30 miles north of Islamabad. The SEALs came from Afghanistan. They were based at Bagram Air Base. 4 helicopters took them in. One of those helicopters was damaged upon landing and later destroyed by the SEALs. Quickly surrounding the compound, the SEALs were met by gunfire, and a firefight ensued. It lasted less than 20 minutes, and at 3:50 Eastern Time, Osama bin Laden was tentatively identified as one of the 5 people killed. The maniac had been shot in the face by the SEALs. Bin Laden's body was removed, but the other bodies were not. The U.S. raiders also took all kinds of information from the compound. They then flew back to Afghanistan, the entire operation lasting about 40 minutes. Amazing. It is worth noting that President Obama and his national security team watched the operation live time from the White House. You can do that now with satellite technology. Also, the president did not inform the Pakistani authorities that the raid was taking place. That's because Pakistan is not to be trusted. I mean, come on, $1 million compound in a poor area with high walls and barbed wire, and the Pakistani government doesn't know who lives there? Sure. The successful Get Bin Laden operation began almost 4 years ago when CIA agents discovered the name of one of his couriers. 2 years later, they located that courier in Pakistan and eventually traced him to the compound. The CIA then began watching the building, which contained dozens of people. In February 2011, this year, President Obama was advised that bin Laden was likely inside the fortress. But the president didn't want to bomb it, fearing civilian casualties, and so a SEAL operation unfolded. The raid was planned for Saturday, but bad weather pushed it off to Sunday. It went very smoothly according to intelligence sources. There were no U.S. casualties at all. Apparently, U.S. forces took photographs of bin Laden's body, then dumped the body in the Arabian Sea. Officials saying Muslim law requires some kind of burial within 24 hours. Reaction to bin Laden's death has been interesting. The Taliban's promising revenge, and Hamas has condemned the USA. On the political front, former Pakistani leader General Pervez Musharraf says he's outraged by the raid.
American troops coming across the border and taking action in one of our towns, that is Abbottabad, is not acceptable to the people of Pakistan. It is a violation of our sovereignty. It would have been far better if Pakistani Special Services Group had operated and conducted the mission.
Well, the problem with that, as you well know, General, you phony, is that your guys would have tipped off bin Laden like you've done hundreds of other times in the past. Simply put, the USA has a major problem with Pakistan. It is enabling terrorism and helping the Taliban against NATO forces in Afghanistan. In 2010, the USA sent $3.4 billion to Pakistan. Can you believe it? This year, another $3 billion is supposed to go over there. Yet President Obama cannot tell Pakistan President Zardari that we're going to launch a raid in his own country. That says it all. Almost. Here's Secretary of State Clinton.
Cooperation with Pakistan helped lead us to bin Laden and the compound in which he was hiding.
With all due respect, that's twaddle. Twaddle. Some elements inside Pakistan may be helping us, but we simply cannot count or trust on that country. No spin. The legacy of Osama bin Laden is, of course, flat out evil. The man was a homicidal maniac responsible for thousands of deaths worldwide. You can just tick off the list. The first World Trade Center attack, Khobar Towers in Saudi Arabia, the U.S. embassies in Africa, the USS Cole, 9/11, Madrid, London, Bali, on and on and on. If there is an afterlife, this guy is in big trouble right now. Yet he still gets some sympathy in the Muslim world, and that's what I mean when I tell you there is a Muslim problem. A few countries like Saudi Arabia have applauded the U.S. action, but most Muslim countries are silent. If there was not a Muslim problem in the world, every responsible Muslim leader would have called to congratulate President Obama. Would they not? Talking Points would like to know exactly how many calls the president has received from Muslim leaders worldwide. Many Americans are frustrated it took so long to get bin Laden, but remember, we didn't get much help from the Muslim world, and that made hunting the terrorists much harder. Apparently, we developed our own intelligence, and it took 4 years to track the guy down, but we got him. And as we said, this is a great day for America. Going forward, President Obama must confront Pakistan. They can't be sending billions of dollars to these people any longer and having them aid the Taliban. That's insane. That's almost criminal. Americans are being killed in Afghanistan by Taliban fighters who have sanctuary in Pakistan. No more excuses. Pakistan either joins in the fight against the Taliban or we put them on ice. Yes, there are unintended consequences to doing that. Militant Muslims might overthrow the government. But that's all the more reason for President Zardari to partner up with the USA. Pakistan's a chaotic country full of jihadists who are pretty much running wild. Is that what Zardari wants? When his own wife was assassinated by terrorists? Then there's always the ultimate. Pakistan does have nuclear weapons. Here at home, the demise of Osama bin Laden is a major turning point in the war on terror. Al-Qaeda has been downgraded severely at great cost to us, and now its chief villain is gone forever. But there are other villains, and they are not going to stop trying to kill us. That is the reality of America in 2011. We have to stay strong, stay smart, and we have to understand that war requires great sacrifice. We finally won big with bin Laden, but there are other battles to come. That's the memo. Now, top story.